Have you been feeling your legs weaker than before, even though you eat well? Have you ever woken up after a whole night's sleep and still felt like your legs were as heavy as lead, as if you'd walked miles in your sleep? This kind of tiredness, which appears even without physical exertion, is more common than it seems, and often has nothing to do with advanced age, lack of exercise, or even circulation problems. There's something subtler behind it, something that starts on your plate, more precisely, in the fruit bowl in your kitchen. It may sound strange at first. After all, we grew up hearing that fruit is health, that the more the better. But what if I told you that after 60, not all fruits are good for you? That some of them, as fresh and colorful as they look, may be contributing to muscle weakness, loss of energy, and even the risk of falls. Today we're going to talk about that, about how certain fruits, considered healthy for decades, have a different effect on those over 60. Let's understand why this happens, how the body changes over time, and what nutritional science has revealed about these silent impacts. Because yes, there are 7 fruits in particular that, when consumed the wrong way, weaken your legs, drain your strength, and worsen muscle inflammation. And the worst part? These fruits often appear precisely in the meals that are supposed to give you energy, like breakfast or snacks between meals. But before pointing out which ones they are, it's important to understand the logic behind it, to understand why this happens so you can choose consciously and safely. Because the problem is not the fruit itself, but how it interacts with your current metabolism, which no longer works like it did in your 30s or 40s. Many people over 60 report the same pattern: persistent fatigue, the feeling of wobbly legs, loss of balance when standing up, difficulty climbing stairs. And the most frustrating part, this happens even when the diet seems correct. Fruit every day, salad, little sugar, little fat. So why does the body remain shut down? Why does it feel like you're lacking energy early in the day or in the afternoon? Why do your legs tremble with simple activities? The answer may lie exactly in foods that seemed harmless and that, at this stage of life, need to be reconsidered. In this video, you'll discover which fruits may be draining your muscle strength instead of nourishing it, how these foods alter your glucose and inflame your tissues, and which simple swaps can restore your stability, balance, and even your energy to walk more safely. All of this with clear, practical explanations designed for those who want to age with vitality, without unnecessary medications, without radical diets, and with respect for your body. Because in the next few minutes, you'll understand what's stealing your strength and how to take back control over your legs, your energy, and your independence. Waking up with heavy legs, as if you're carrying bags of sand, is not something you should accept as normal for your age. That constant heaviness in your legs, even after a full night's sleep, may be an early sign of something silent, the gradual loss of muscle mass. This condition has a name, sarcopenia, and it usually progresses slowly, without pain at first. It starts when the muscles stop receiving the right stimuli and nutrients. And yes, what you put on your plate every day can speed up or slow down this process. The surprising part is that some foods considered healthy, like sweet fruits and natural juices, may be speeding up this loss. Not because fruit is bad, but because after 60, the body no longer metabolizes sugars the same way it did before. Let's talk about a common example. Orange juice at breakfast. A glass seems harmless, even nutritious, but when you squeeze several oranges and drink them without the fruit's natural fiber, what happens is a rapid spike in blood glucose. And this spike is like a silent storm in your muscles. High glucose levels trigger an internal inflammatory process. The body tries to handle the excess sugar by releasing insulin, but in many people over 60, that insulin no longer works as efficiently as before. This is called insulin resistance, and it's much more common than you'd think, even in those without a diabetes diagnosis. When these constant spikes occur, the body goes into alert mode, and to cope with the inflammation, it starts consuming muscle tissue as if it were in crisis. That's why even when eating correctly, many people keep losing strength, especially in the legs. Now think about fruits like ripe bananas, grapes, sweet mangoes. They all have a high content of fructose, which is a type of natural sugar. When consumed in excess or without accompanying fiber, proteins, or healthy fats, they have a similar effect to processed sweets. They raise blood sugar and accelerate internal wear. It's like fueling the body with energy that's too quick and without a natural break. The result is a burst of energy followed by a sudden crash. You feel energized for a few minutes and soon after. Tiredness, wobbly legs, difficulty concentrating. Many people report feeling this cycle after breakfast. They start the day fine, but by around 10 or 11 in the morning, they are already exhausted. This is not normal. It's a sign that your body is dealing with foods that no longer match your metabolism. The good news? By understanding this process, you can reverse it. You don't have to cut out fruits. You just need to know which ones to choose and how to combine them so they help instead of harm. The first step is to notice how you feel after eating certain fruits. And more importantly, to understand that not everything that's healthy for a 30-year-old remains healthy for someone 60 or older. Your body has changed, and your diet needs to change with it. Few people talk about this, but it's a truth that must be said. What works for a young body doesn't always work for a body in its 60s, 70s, or 80s, and that includes fruit. Over the years, metabolism slows down, the digestive system changes, and the body starts reacting differently to certain foods. Fruits that once gave you energy may now cause fatigue. The reason lies in how the body processes these foods and in what's missing to balance this digestion. Many people eat fruit on its own, especially between meals or at breakfast. They believe they're making a healthy choice, but soon feel weakness, drowsiness, or even mild tremors. This happens because without a source of protein or healthy fat alongside, fruit alone quickly raises blood sugar and then drops it. These highs and lows are not just uncomfortable. They directly affect muscle function. When the body has glucose spikes followed by sudden drops, the muscle goes into shutdown. It loses resistance, becomes more vulnerable to inflammation, and loses its ability to support you. This explains why so often legs feel unstable throughout the day. It's not just lack of exercise, it's what you're eating between exercises. And the most concerning part, this eating pattern increases the risk of falls. A simple imbalance when getting up from a chair or stepping onto a stair can become dangerous if your muscles are drained. Fortunately, the solution is simple and accessible. Just learn how to combine foods wisely, and at this point, a small swap already makes a big difference. Swapping juice for whole fruits, for example, is a great start. Orange juice, as we've seen, concentrates a lot of sugar without the fruit's fiber. Eating a whole green apple with the peel or some slices of avocado helps release that sugar slowly, keeping your energy stable for longer. Another secret is always to combine fruit with a source of protein or healthy fat. A handful of nuts, a spoonful of natural yogurt, a boiled egg. These additions act as a brake on the glycemic system. They prevent glucose from rising too quickly and harming your muscles. This simple change can transform your energy in just a few days. People who used to wake up tired report feeling steadier on their feet, with fewer tremors and more confidence when walking. And all this without cutting fruit, just by reorganizing the plate. If you've been eating a banana alone for breakfast, try adding a spoonful of chia seeds and a spoonful of natural yogurt. If you usually drink juice, Swap it for whole strawberries with nuts. You'll notice how your body responds better. The goal isn't to cut out natural foods. It's to learn how to combine them so they work in your favor, not against your strength, balance, and well-being. In the next section, we'll talk about thinking of your muscles as a battery, and how certain fruits drain that battery while others help recharge it. Imagine your muscles are like batteries. Every day they need to be recharged with the right foods. When you give your body the proper fuel, your muscles maintain strength, stability, and endurance. But when what enters your system are foods that cause sugar spikes, inflammation, or too quick digestion, those batteries drain. And that's exactly what happens with certain fruits. Fruits like ripe bananas, mangoes, grapes, or concentrated juices act like a fast, unstable charger. They give a momentary energy spike, but leave your muscles unsupported shortly afterward. It's like charging your phone for 5 minutes and expecting it to last all day. Fruits with a lower glycemic index, more fiber, and slow digestion act as slow, steady chargers. Green apples with a peel, berries like strawberries and blueberries, or even avocado, are examples of foods that keep your energy steady throughout the day. They don't cause spikes or sudden drops. They nourish your muscles calmly and consistently. Now think, how has your diet been? Do you feel more energized in your legs after meals, or sleepy, weak, and wanting to sit down soon after eating? These signs are your body's feedback. They're messages that something is wrong with your fuel. And when you start correcting this, your body responds. It relearns. Because your muscles haven't retired. They just forgot how to react and need to be retrained with the right nutrition and gentle, consistent stimulation. We're not talking about big changes. You don't need to cut fruit, go on restrictive diets, or live afraid of eating the wrong thing. Just reorganize. Respect the pace of your body now. Know that what was healthy at 40 might not be ideal at 65, and accept that with serenity, not guilt. By including fruits richer in fiber, always combining them with a bit of protein or healthy fat, you create a new eating pattern, one that protects your muscles, improves circulation, stabilizes your energy, and reduces the risk of falls. And this is not some distant theory. There are already thousands of people over 60 who have rediscovered lightness in their legs just with these swaps. People who started walking confidently again, who began waking up with more energy, who regained part of their independence without medicine, without magic formulas, just by respecting their body's new rhythm. So if you feel like you're losing strength, that your steps are slower, or that climbing stairs has become a challenge, know this: there is a cause, and there is a solution. Swap juice for whole fruit. Choose apples over ripe bananas. Add nuts, seeds, or yogurt alongside. Your body will thank you with more stability, more energy, and more confidence in your movements. You are not weak. You're just poorly nourished for your age. And the best part? There's still time to reverse it. Your body can walk lightly again if you know what to remove and what to include. With each wrong spoonful, you weaken yourself. With each right one, you set yourself free. Now you know the way. The choice is in your hands.